2017, paper 1, question 1, higher level. Write the function f of x, 2x squared minus 7x minus 10, where x is an element of the real numbers in the form a times x plus h to be squared plus k. So we must recognize this form as completing the square. Okay, so there are steps in completing the square. The first step is you can only have a 1x squared. So we notice that we have a 2x squared here. So the first thing we need to do is factorize a 2 out in front. So factorize 2 out, essentially dividing everything by 2, would give you 7 over 2x minus 10 over 2, which is obviously just 5. Now we can begin completing the square. It starts with halving the coefficient of x and keep the sign. So half of minus 7 over 2 is minus 7 over 4. After that, you square it, multiplying it by itself, top by top, bottom by bottom. That's 49 over 16. Now we still have our 2 outside, we still have our x squared, we still have our minus 7 over 2x, and now we're going to add and subtract our 49 over 16, plus 49 over 16 minus 49 over 16, and we still have our minus 5 at the end. Now we have to do our factorization of the first 3 terms. These will always be exactly the same, so I still have my 2 outside. And the factorization of those will always be brackets, a squared, an x, and it'll be whatever you got when you halved. Then we have to do a minus 49 over 16 minus 5. That'll give you minus 129 over 16. The last step now is we have to multiply our 2 back in. So 2 multiplies the brackets, giving you 2 times x minus 7 over 4 to be squared. And 2 multiplied by minus 129 over 16 will give you minus 129 over 8. So now you have written the form a times x plus h to be squared plus k, where a and h and k are elements of Q. They're rational numbers, fractions. Hence, write the minimum point of f. So to do that, we always take the negative of the value next to x. So it's minus 7 over 4. So minus 7 over 4 is 7 over 4. And then we just take whatever value is here. Minus 129 over 8. Next, explain why it must have 2 real roots. You're not being asked for roots. You're being asked about the nature of them. In that case, they're referring to the discriminant b squared minus 4ac. For it to have 2 real roots, that must be greater than or equal to 0. We have the function 2x squared minus 7x minus 10. So our a is 2, our b is minus 7, and our c is equal to minus 10. So b squared minus 4ac, 7 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is minus 10. That gives you a total of 129. 129 is greater than 0, hence the roots are real. Last part then, write the roots of f of x in the form p plus or minus the square root of q. We notice this looks a little bit like the minus b formula, so that's what we'll employ. We already have our a, our b, and our c here, and of course we already have b squared minus 4ac done. We know that's going to be 129. So it'll be x is equal to minus b, so minus 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, but of course b squared minus 4ac we've already calculated to be 129, all over 2a, 2 times 2. Tidying that up, we get 7, plus or minus the square root of 129, all over 4. So we can write those individually over 4, so that's 7 over 4, plus or minus the square root of 129 over 4. Now you're practically there, but you'll just notice it's a square root all over q. Now q is allowed to be a fraction, so is p, because they're elements of the rational numbers. So we need to write it as one entire square root. So what would 4 be if I had to write it as square root? Well, it would be the square root of 16.